Hello. These slides talk about straight lines and their slopes, and eventually we will get to finding the equations of various kinds of straight lines. Whenever you want, pause the narration to read carefully what's on the screen and then resume. So let's go. One important thing about a straight line is how steep it is. And that steepness is a number. It's called the slope. And here's how it's computed. Basically, what you do is you take 2 points on the line. Let's say Q is to the right of P, and if the coordinates of Q are x2, y2, and that of P is x1, y1, then the slope is the change in y over the change in x as you go from point P to point Q. That change of y coordinates is called the rise, and the change in x coordinates is called the run. That language comes from the fact that this horizontal step is called the runner when you're building a staircase, and this vertical part is called the riser. Again, slope is rise over run. It's change in y over change in x as you move from point P to Q. It's important to classify different kinds of straight lines and talk about their slopes. Basically, you have a rising line whose slope is positive, a falling line whose slope is negative. On a horizontal line, the slope is 0, and on the vertical line, the slope is undefined. Why is this? Well, please remember that slope is a change in y over a change in x as you move from one point to a point to its right. If you are on a horizontal line, all the y coordinates are the same, and therefore the numerator of this fraction is 0, the denominator isn't, so that the slope is equal to 0. In reverse, if you're on a vertical line, then all the x coordinates are the same. That makes all the x coordinates, that makes x2 equal to x1, and this denominator is 0. The slope is undefined for a vertical line. Please do not say that a vertical line has no slope. That's very confusing. It almost sounds like a vertical line has slope 0, which is total nonsense since the slope is undefined. And that's these horizontal and vertical lines are the two sort of exceptional lines. Otherwise, the lines slant up or slant down as you go from left to right. On this red line, y at the end is bigger than y at the beginning, so the change in y is positive and the slope is positive. On this blue line, y at the end is less than y at the beginning, and so the slope is negative.